Hello, everybody. This is Swift with UnafilliatedSwift. This is basically just an intro video. Um, I'm really new to all of this stuff. New to, basically public speaking and editing. I'm even really new to motorcycling. Believe it or not, I just started riding last year. I've got about, I don't know, 14,000 miles or so under my belt, 14, 15,000. I really enjoy riding, which is why, I got so much riding in such a short amount of time. Most of the people I know and talk to, they ride, but they don't ride like I do. I mean, obviously there's a whole lot of people out there that ride a great deal more than I do, but I feel like the vast majority of the people that I run into, talk to, whatever, they're weekend warriors. They ride 1 or 2 days a week and they pretty much stay in town. They're not going anywhere, anything like that. At least nowhere far. Um, this video here, though, is me last week, almost to the day, actually. I got back about a week ago. But me last week, I left from upstate New York and I went all the way to, I went as far as DC, Washington, D.C. I ended up staying in Baltimore for the few days that I was gone, but I took a day trip out to DC to go see the monuments and stuff like that, ride around, get some footage. Um, on the way down, I stopped in Philly and got a cheesesteak. I'm a huge foodie, so I'm sure that you guys will see a whole bunch of food on my channel, in the future. Um, I don't really know what to say. I guess tell you a little bit about what you may or may not see, aside from food and riding the motorcycle. Um, I like to do pretty much anything outdoorsy. I love chasing waterfalls, so you'll see a bunch of waterfalls from New York. I've I don't know, there's over 200 waterfalls here in the state, and I've been to, I'd say, at least half of them. That's not even exaggerating. I took one summer where I pretty much almost every day, uh, I went and you know found a different waterfall to hike to go see. So I'm sure you guys will see all kinds of my nature adventures and food adventures and whatnot. I'm sure that there will be people that notice that I like to drive real fast, like right here. You can see the speedometer. I'm doing about 80 in a 55. And honestly, that's kind of slow for me. I like to ride. You know, I grew up riding snowmobiles and dirt bikes and four wheelers and stuff, and going fast was always something I like to do. So just because I'm on a cruiser doesn't mean that I don't like to scoot. I like the I like the boogie for sure. Um, One of the only people I've ridden with, since I got my motorcycle is my best friend, who's one big reason why I got the motorcycle to begin with, because he had one, but he had a sport bike. So, Harleys and sport bikes, typically they don't get along too well. The owners of them anyway don't get along too well. But I did pretty well keeping up with him. I mean, obviously when he went faster than like 100, then I couldn't keep up. But anytime we were riding, like carving through a canyon or something like that, I keep up just fine, no problem. Uh, it's funny too because my mechanic, he thought I was like the greatest thing ever because not only did I go there, I went and got tires replaced, at the start of the season because I rode so much last year. My rear tire was bald, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to replace both because I get white walls. So I didn't want one white wall and one yellow wall, so replace both tires. Anyway, when I go to pick up the bike, him and well, the owner and one of his techs were sitting there having lunch, and they we're happy as hell because I ground my floorboards down so bad, and that my tires, well, my rear tire anyway, was bald pretty much all the way to the sidewall. Um, I, I guess it's called chicken strips. Like the little sections on the side of your tire that really don't get used. My chicken strips were, pretty much non-existent. I might have a picture. If I do, I'll, you know, pop it up right here so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, when I say I like to ride, I'm not playing. I like to ride. Um, and considering I'm on, a 22-year-old Softail, maybe I should get something that's a little more, I don't know, purpose built for the kind of riding I like to do. But in all honesty, this is my first bike. I bought an older bike on purpose, just in case I did anything to it. It wouldn't be as heartbreaking as if I, smashed a brand new 30, 40, $50,000 motorcycle. This one cost me 6 grand, and if something happened to it, it would suck, but it wouldn't break the bank. I could go out and buy another one, you know? Um, and honestly, after all the miles I put in on it, now I have a sentimental attachment to this bike. It's very comfortable. It goes as fast as I want it to go in most situations. And yeah, I don't know. It's been with me through thick and thin. Everything from, I think the coldest I rode in was like 26 or 28-degree weather, and then all the way up to like 105 one day. That was horrendous. I'd much rather ride in the cold than the excruciating heat like that. It's not for me. Um, you see me here just zooming through traffic. Uh, actually, no, but I guess it's just how it looks. But I'm only doing like 70 or 80 at the time. But anyway, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much talking I can do. This is quite a long video. I compiled about, see, that first day, almost 12 hours of footage, and down to, I cut a lot of it out, and then what is left here is probably about 8 hours of footage, and it's sped up to be a little over 30 minutes. And I mean, that's a lot of talking. At this point, I've only been talking for about 8 minutes, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm gonna just start making these a little shorter, huh? So I don't know. Uh, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. There's gonna be a lot more videos to come. If anyone's curious about my setup, I pretty much at this point I just have a DJI mic mini, and I bought, stupidly, I went and bought Insta360 X4. And I say stupidly because when I bought it to take this trip that you see here, it was about 10 days before the X5 came out. So, if I would have just waited 2 weeks, I would have been able to take a brand new X5 out on, a nice trip. But it's all right. It's water under the bridge. I'll probably end up getting one just because of the low light video capture. Um, because I do like to ride at night. A lot of people don't like to ride at night. My buddy, my sport bike buddy that I was talking about, he actually doesn't ride anymore. Ooh, I was cruising right there. I was doing like 100. I need to stop that, especially in traffic. But anyway, my sport bike buddy, he actually hit a deer last fall. It was in the evening, I'd say about dusk. It was almost dark. He was going up around a local lake, and it's a quick, I mean, on the bikes, it's a quick, like, 25, 25, 30-minute ride. And he was about 10 minutes into the ride and hit this deer, and it destroyed the front of his bike and sent him flying. Luckily, he pretty much was just banged up a little bit, and he did break his hand. But aside from that, nothing too major as far as injuries go. But you know, stuff like that deters a lot of people from riding at night. Um, I've done a lot of night riding. Out of the miles I put in, I'd say at least a third of them have been at nighttime. There's a lot less traffic on the road, so I don't have to navigate through cars like you see me weaving in and out in this video. And I don't know. I guess that's just how I prefer to ride. I prefer to ride with nobody else on the road, just doing my thing. I don't have to worry about any obstacles, or I don't have to worry about anyone pulling out in front of me or merging into me or anything like that. All that bullshit that we have to deal with anytime we go out riding. But as far as um where was it going with that? Oh, as far as, getting the X5 for nighttime riding, I think I want to get an Ace Pro 2 before I get the X5. Just so that way I can have a helmet mounted camera, a better POV, so to speak, because like right here is a POV, but it's up over the bike and you can't really see the bike. You can, barely see a little bit of my triple tree cluster or headlight cluster or whatever, but that's about it. And I think it would be better if, you can look down and see exactly what I'm seeing. You can see through the windshield, you can see the speedometer at the same time. Um, I'm trying to get better at angles and cuts and everything that is editing. um I like to go all over the place. Like I said, I'm a huge nature guy, and like any kind of good scenery, I'm all about it. um I go fishing with my buddies and they're fishing, I'm drinking beer and taking pictures of the lake. That's just always been me. I'm big into nature, so like you see everything here is pretty drab. It's spring here in New York, so most things are, just now coming alive. So everything's really brown. Most of the trees don't have any green on them or anything like that. But a lot of these rides are breathtakingly beautiful when you know, everything is in bloom and everything is back to being green and such. And then, when the fall time comes, oh, look at me doing dangerous passes. Don't do what I do, guys. Don't ride like me. Ride your own ride. I'm riding alone, so like, there's gonna be somebody in the comments talking shit about the way I ride. That's fine. I'm gonna ride how I want to ride. I ride by myself 98% of the time, so you know, deal with it. Uh Look, ADHD brain. I got caught up on me speeding and swerving and stuff. I forgot what I was talking about before. Hmm. Anyway, I went on a ride yesterday. Unfortunately, I uh I didn't bring any of my gear, actually. Any of my camera gear. I didn't bring any of my camera gear. I left it all home. Because I thought that I was gonna be going to like a city area. And when I left my house, I thought I was going somewhere else, so I left all my camera gear, and then I ended up going to a different place because I was gonna run into the rain if I just continued to go with my plan A. So plan B brought me, out to a very rural area where I probably could have brought my camera gear and had it on my bike and not had to worry about it too much. Um, but like I said, I didn't. But with that being said, uh, I went on some routes that A, I've never been on, um, and B, like they were amazing. Like you see some turns in the roads that I'm on now, typical upstate New York and Pennsylvania roads. But these roads were serious. I was dragging my floorboards in just about every corner and using pretty much all five gears. Because some of the corners were 10-mile-an-hour turns. You know, and I like to go fast in between, so it's a good time. Um, I feel like, well, I didn't tell you guys how old I am. I'm 37, so I'm old to be getting into motorcycling. At least by normal metrics. Most people, when they get into this, like to begin with, they're younger. I mean, and like I said, I did ride dirt bikes when I was a kid and as an adolescent, but it was the love affair that I have with riding now is nothing compared to how I felt about riding before. Now that I can get out on the open road and really travel. I wasn't doing that kind of stuff on my dirt bike. I was just riding through the woods with friends, hitting some whoops, and that was about it. But so at 37, getting into this, well, I bought my bike at 36. I'm 37 now. And I want to get into stunting. So I haven't really decided yet. The bike I have now is, I guess, large, um, by most standards for a first bike, because it's I think it's 1640 cc's or something or other. And most people say that, oh, get a 400 or a 500. Like, I'm a big dude, as you can see, and I think that basically I'd swallow one of those up. But I do want to get a Grom. That's where I was going with that. I do want to get a Grom, or something, something small, something similar to that size, so that way I can get comfortable with wheeling and whatnot. And I mean, I already want another cruiser anyway, so I'm definitely gonna get another cruiser. But the next one I get is gonna be something that I can stunt on. Um, I don't know, probably an older Dyna, honestly. Or, I mean, I would love to stunt on a a Harley platform, but I mean, I don't know personally because I haven't even done any of this stuff yet. But from the research I've been doing, most people say that it's a little easier to stunt on like a sport bike, something like that, versus doing it on a Harley, just because they're a lot lighter and more forgiving and such. So I don't know, not really sure which route I'm gonna go, but I definitely want to get into that. You can look forward to seeing a little bit of that, I'm sure, in time to come on this channel, because I'm deathly serious about it. Want to give it a shot. I at least want to. Maybe I'm not. I won't be one of those 12 o'clock boys, because wheeling just isn't for everybody. Unfortunately, some people can do it, some people can't. Um, I I I feel like I'm gonna be one of those guys that just wants to like drift everywhere. You know, Especially when I like want to go fast and hear my pipes or be loud and hear my pipes. Freaking just start drifting. I think that'd be a good time, and it looks like a lot of fun. Um, yeah, look, I'm just cruising. I was doing like 90 for a second there. That's like my sweet spot when I'm like traveling, like highway traveling like this, like I'm doing right now. There's not a whole lot of cars in the road. I'm just cruising. 90 miles an hour is about what I like to travel at. Um, if I had a faster bike, in all honesty, because my bike only does about 100, maybe 110 if I'm going downhill, because I'm a bigger guy. And it's just not built for speed to begin with. So if I've had something a little bit faster where I can comfortably hang at a lower RPM and be doing, 90, 100, I think that would probably be a little bit more beneficial for the longevity of, you know, my transmission and my engine and all that good stuff. But I don't know. Like I said, this is my starter bike. Uh, for those that don't know and can't tell by the paint job, um, I guess you can't really see the paint job. I'll put a picture of the a side profile of the bike so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I have a 100th anniversary Harley Heritage. It's a 2003, so Harley Davidson was founded in 1903, so 2003 was the 100th anniversary, and they did some pretty sweet paint jobs. On the side of the tanks, there's a stripe. They did these in black, um, silver, and blue, as far as I know. And then there's a couple variations where I've seen where the tank is black above and below the pinstripe, and I've seen bikes where the tank is silver above the pinstripe and black below the pinstripe. And you know, they like to mix it up a little bit, I guess. With the blue ones, though, I've only seen them in the blue above and below the pinstripe. I've never seen them in the combination in the blue color. Um, Honestly, when I was looking for this bike too, I wanted a black one. I thought the black ones looked pretty dope, but now that I got a blue one, I'm honestly kind of happy about it because, well, let's be real. Everywhere you go, it doesn't matter how old or how new the bike is, almost every bike you see on the road right now is blacked. Blacked out everything. I mean, it's cool. All the cars I've pretty much driven forever have all been blacked out and all that. You know, most I feel like most men that's what they prefer. It's everything all blacked out. They want to, look mysterious and whatnot. But the blue definitely grew on me. I I I really like it. I don't think I'll own a cruising bike that is black. Like if I end up having like a really fast bike, like I don't know. I've been toying with the idea of getting like a BMW leader bike, 1000 RR, something like that. And something like that though, like super fast bike, I want that all blacked out. And that, I'm not a law abiding citizen. I'm not gonna lie. You can see that in all the speeding and shit that I do. But I feel like I lost my whole train of thought there. Sorry. And I'm not even cutting this either. You're lucky you're even getting audio. This is way out of my element. It'll be all right though. I'm gonna get better at it. The more you do something, the better you get. Right? That's what they say. So bear with me and work with me. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I'm open to anything editing, anything content creation, help me out. Help a brother out. Um that gas station, that is in Pennsylvania. So I think at this point in the video, I'm almost to Philly. Remember I said I wanted to go stop and get cheesesteaks. I went to this place. What the heck was it called? I'm gonna have to look up. I have a picture in my gallery. I'm scrolling through real quick. You bear with me for a moment. Just trying to let you know the place I went to for the cheesesteaks, because I mean, it was amazing. I'm uh I'm a big YouTube fan, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make a YouTube channel of my own. But I'm a huge YouTube fan, and with the fandom comes, every time I research anything, most of the research starts at YouTube. I watched, I don't know, probably 9, 10 hours of people documenting going to a whole bunch of different places in Philadelphia for cheesesteaks. And the one that I settled on based on, reviews and looks and stuff was Angelo's Pizzeria, which is, in comparison to most of the places, a fairly new establishment. Um, don't quote me. I'm not sure exactly how new or how old, but I know, a lot of the places have been around for, 40, 50, 60 years. This place has been around for maybe like the last like 15, something like that. But it was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'll put a couple pictures up here, 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 and you can see, um, you know, the cheesesteak was hands down probably the best cheesesteak I've ever had. And mind you, I used to live in Pennsylvania. I didn't live in Philly. I lived in a suburb of Pittsburgh, but did go to Philly quite often. Off so often, in fact, that I have a little brother, and he was born in Philly because we just so happened to be in Philly when my mom went into labor for him. Anyway, best cheesesteak ever, Angelo's Pizzeria. I will hands down stop there again. I have two other places I want to try out. I'm not going to drop names right now because I don't know them off the top of my head, and I don't want to leave a huge gap of me just scrolling through my phone trying to find pictures and stuff like that. So when I stop on my next trip through in a few weeks, then we can talk about those ones in comparison to Angelo's. But I talked all that about how I can't do the whole public talking and stuff. And this video, I believe, is 33 minutes long. And at this point, I got about 26 minutes of talking under my belt. I'm proud of myself. If you're proud of me too, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, there's more to come. Um, so here you can see I started getting into really heavy traffic. And, coming up here is going to be some, I don't know, some stuff that would honestly, if I was at the point of being monetized, that YouTube would probably demonetize the video for. And that's okay. I'm just getting started, getting my feet wet, trying to learn all this stuff. Once I get all the learning done, then I'll start, worrying about the book. But at this point, I'm just winging it. And that's okay. I feel like that works best for me in every aspect of my life. I I was always the kid in school that like I didn't study. I just took tests and passed my class that like that. I just flying by the seat of my pants, as my mother would say. And look at me go. Look, I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now because I'm passing all these cars going way faster than I need to be. Look, doing about 100 again. Oh man, someone needs to talk some sense into this guy. What the hell is he doing? Weaving in and out of traffic at 100 miles an hour on a 22-year-old Harley. Who does that? It's all right. Honestly, I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I did it yesterday. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Today it's raining, unfortunately, so I probably won't be doing it today, but that's all right. You guys get me for the day. I got most of the editing done for this video, and here I am in one unglorious take doing the audio for the video. Um, I'm wondering if I'm even gonna have to cut any of this out or not at this point, to be honest. So, equipment wise, if any of you guys watching are YouTubers yourself, or just you like to do videography, photography, anything like that, then yeah, look, I'm savage. I saw all that traffic and was like, no, I'm going right in the shoulder. uh bad Swift. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for editing, software, hardware, I feel like I've got a pretty good setup with the 360 camera and the mics. And like I said, I do want an Ace Pro 2 for my chin mount. Well, I may get an Ace Pro 2, or what was it, DJI makes the Action Cam 5 or something like that. That's supposed to actually be a little bit better battery life and whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not there yet. Um, yeah. So when I was talking about being demonetized, that's coming up. I know that for sure because I get caught in a really bad jam up here, and then I stop, and then I don't know where you guys are from, but here in New York, oh man, there I was in the shoulder. I passed a lot of cars that time. But here in New York, marijuana is legal. Um, and I do smoke marijuana for pain relief. And I have chronic pain because I broke my back when I was 21. So, I smoke weed. I'd much rather do that than take narcotics, to each their own. But I'd rather stay away from the pills and such. Um, but yeah, so anyway, in just a moment here, you'll see me in traffic. Or maybe I passed it already. But I was totally, in really slow moving traffic, just smoking a joint, minding my business. It's all right. Sorry. I probably shouldn't be yawning in the YouTube video, huh? Yeah, so this is the traffic jam I got caught up in. So I seen an exit coming up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pull off over here in like the little triangle spot in between the exit and the roadway. And I pulled out my joint and I just lit it up. You'll see in just a moment. I started smoking and weaving in and out of traffic at the same time. I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, right? So because I'm not the greatest editor, I didn't really want my face in this. But I decided that I wasn't gonna take all the extra time to try to cut out all the little clips with my face and oh yep, see, there I go, doing bad things. Bad Swift. What are you doing? Someone should have taught you better. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember what I was saying again. Maybe in the future, instead of just winging this, I'll at least write out like little bullet points, and then when I get off topic and stuff like that, I can look down and see what bullet point I was on. But like, oh, okay, that's what I was talking about. That might be a good thing for the future, right? Right. Uh, yeah. So at this point, I'm at like I'm over 32 minutes of talking. I am thoroughly amazed at the fact that I've gotten this far. Because like I said in the beginning, I really didn't think I was gonna be able to talk this long. I think it was like 7 minutes and something. I was like, I don't know. Just totally thinking about just leaving a whole bunch of quiet at the end. But here we are. It's almost at 33 minutes, and once we hit there, I'm about to cut it off. As you can see, we're getting into Philly. I'm cutting this off anyway, and I don't know. I'll see you in the next video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is Unaffiliated Swift, out.